Hey, we're Saints. Happy Monday, Memorial Day. Father Chris here. Glad to have all of you beautiful people with us to our Crucifixional live stream. We want to remember in our prayers and in our hearts all of those people who have given their lives for our country. May their memories be eternal. This week, we're going to get nasty. Some people can get mad at Father Chris, but we're going to go after it because I want us to start to think, to see clearly. To start the conversation and to enrage everyone from the outset, we're going to talk about transgenderism. Now, I know it's a hot button topic, and I'm not going to pick on any particular individual because people who are struggling with transgender gender identity and all of those crises, they are struggling, right? It's not just one of those things where someone wakes up on a Tuesday and says, oh, let's change genders, right? It's something's going on. So I don't even really want to focus on that heaviness, that burden that they carry. What I do want to focus on is how we as a culture have embraced the idea. And let me tell you what I mean. Many things in life are self-evident, but very, very few are more self-evident than biology, right? Like I don't care what you say. I don't care what your political leaning is. I don't care what your value system is. Those are yours to embrace on your own. But we all know, and if we're all honest, you're all going to shake your head and agree with me, that biology is self-evident. It doesn't need to be explained to us, right? Like we know what a man is, based on the parts. And we know what a woman is based on the parts. And the functions that they have, especially within reproduction. It is clear that biology is self-evident. Now, I know there are going to be some people out there who are going to take exception and say, no, this is why you're wrong. Okay, fine. You and I both know it's self-evident. The problem isn't that. The problem is that in spite of the self-evidency of this whole situation, we have allowed ourselves to engage in conversations about someone's emotional or feeling perspective to become referential. Does that make sense? Like, in other words, we've allowed ourselves to be blinded by the social conversation about transgenderism, right? And again, I'm not even talking about that. I use it only as an example because the greater point I want to get to is this. Are we thinking? Are we seeing clearly in the world out there? And if not, what is it that will guide us to see clearly? I have an answer for that question. That is the crucifixional life. In the Gospel of Luke, chapter 18, there's a story about Jesus coming to a blind man, and he's blind. He can't see. He comes to Jesus, and Jesus says to him, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do for you? What are you looking for? What problem do you have? What struggle are you trying to overcome that you want me to help you fix? And he says, awesome. Lord, let me receive my sight. And as you know from the rest of the story, Jesus makes clay on his eyes, heals him, he can see. The point of that story is more than just the literal act of Christ healing a blind man. It is to say that Jesus gives you clear sight. Jesus opens your eyes. Jesus and his cross and a crucifixional life is that which helps you see clearly. The world out there right now is trying to tell us, nah, forget Jesus. It doesn't really matter. He didn't get it, and making fun of his followers and people who believe in him and teach about him and teach the gospel. But the sad part of that narrative is that the only thing that does work is indeed the only thing that shouldn't work. It's that the cross of Christ conquers all of it, right? That's the message. And so if you want to see clearly, you got to put glasses on, if you will, a lens in front of your vision. And that's called the life of the cross. What we say as warrior saints, crucifixional living. As you aspire in your own lives to become warrior saints, the gnarliest, baddest man and woman that you can become, you have got to put the lens of the cross in front of your vision so you can see clearly. It's hard because there's a lot going on out there. I mean, there's chaos out there, right? Like, think about how far we've gotten. There are departments, forget classes. There are departments in colleges and universities that deal with gender studies. Like, no wonder it's hard to see clearly. The universities have embraced this weird narrative as a truth for something we all know to be self-evident. Of course we're going to struggle. Of course we're going to wonder. Of course we're going to get lost. Where's the light in that darkness? I'll tell you where it is. It's at warriorsaints.org. I'm telling you now, I've been begging you for years, but today I'm serious. I want you to stop whatever it is you're doing and visit warriorsaints.org. When you get there, you're going to scroll about halfway down the page and you are going to buy our program called The Way of the Warrior Saint. It's $8, so I'm not asking you for anything crazy. But I am asking you to change your life. I am asking you to put on glasses to see clearly. This program is a library of teachings to help us see clearly. In fact, we even have an entire series called See Clearly. And in that series, we explore these topics, the difficult and sometimes blinding things that the world presents to us that we can find a way through to see clearly through, as long as the lens is the cross of Jesus Christ, as long as our modus operandi is a crucifixional living, as long as our goal and that to which we aspire is to become a warrior saint. Don't waste any more time. It's time right now. Today is your day. WarriorSaints.org. Subscribe to The Way of the Warrior Saint. Watch these lessons, learn to see clearly, and until next time, keep walking on the way of the Warrior Saint.